MPIG Creativity Online. My name's Jill, I'm the Education Officer here, and it's my pleasure today to talk to you about the artwork of a contemporary artist, Melbourne-based artist called Patrick Pound, and whose exhibition has just finished at the Mornington Peninsula Regional Gallery. You might have been lucky enough to see his work there, or you might have seen him at the National Gallery of Victoria. He's exhibited there in the last few years. Usually when we think of an artist, we think of someone who might paint or draw or sculpt or take photos. And one of the things I love about Patrick Pound's work is that his medium or technique is shopping. He likes to collect stuff, mostly retro, sort of vintage old photos, old books, old toys. And he has a whole collection of these things, this stuff that he buys. And he likes to put it together with the collections in an art gallery with the view to making us see the artworks in the gallery's collection in a new light and make new connections between things. So in his recent art exhibition with us, there was a number of different artworks with all different themes. And the one that MPIG has in its collection, at first it's a total mystery. He talks about his works being a puzzle. And by the way, we have a fabulous video of him walking you through the exhibition and talking about his ideas. And I highly recommend that you watch that. But the artwork that we have in our collection is this total puzzle. There's all these old photos that seem to make no sense for why on earth they've been put together. There's interior shots and exterior shots and landscapes and people or no people or animals or no animals, and every time you try and sort of think of a theme for what's pulling it all together, it's a mystery, you're lost until you look at the title, and it's called The Portrait of the Wind. And every single photo has the wind causing something to happen in that photo. The trees are blowing, or people's hair is being blown, or the hat's being blown off for one reason or another. And it's a total surprise and delight when you figure out that's what it's all about. So not a single one of those photos was taken because it was the wind was the reason the photo was taken. Or they all had completely other meanings and purpose. And so Patrick Pound, by putting it all together, has found a new meaning and a purpose for all of these artworks. So it's a really good fun to look at his artworks and try and figure out what it is that's pulling it all together. So have a look at his video. And next, we're going to play around with some of his ideas and make our own artwork bouncing off the sorts of things that Patrick Pound likes to do. So here's my first artwork, inspired by Patrick Pound. We're going to be looking at a number of different ways we can use his ideas, but for all of them, you'll need scissors and a glue stick, and you'll need some magazines, any type of magazines you've got at home. You just want some coloured pictures to be working with. So here's my first one. I'm going to give you a minute to see if you can tell what is the theme that holds all of these different images together. Here we've got a pair of legs. Here we've got a pair of sculptures. Here we've got a bird sitting on two eggs. Here's a pair of shoes. Here are two tunnels. Here are two rabbits. Yeah, you've got it. This one's pears is the theme, which is one of the themes that Patrick Pound uses as well. So I've taken that idea directly from him. So you go through your magazines and you cut out any pictures that take your fancy that have got two things in them, two of the same things. Might be two trees like this, might be a photo of two young children here. And then your challenge as an artist is to figure out how you're going to put it all together on your page. This is called composing or composition. And this is how I chose to do this one. And we'll all have different techniques about how you'll fit your images together on the page. So this is one idea that you could follow up and fairly ordered and structured everything in straight rows. Here's another way you might like to arrange your images that you've found. Obviously the theme here is green things. For this idea, I cut out all things that had to do with transport. And this time, this took quite a bit of patience, I gotta say, I use my scissors and I cut carefully. So I've got a yacht here and a boat and a car. This was a picture of, I haven't stuck this down yet, of a woman who, on her motorbike that she likes to ride, and the photo had the doggy in it. I just thought that was gorgeous, so I decided to keep the dog in the photo as well, even though the dog hasn't got anything to do with transport. But us artists, we can do anything we like, can't we? So at this point, this is another way of composing your images and not having them in straight rows if you don't want to. Finding ways where they fit together. You can put them upside down, you can see if that looks good like this, and you can make crazy things, you can join it all on, you can play around with things. So once you've decided what your arrangement is going to be, you might be able to see these thin pencil lines that I've drawn. So I'll know where I want to put my bits and pieces down. So I like to put glue all over where I'm going to be working. So that might be a way that you like to put your images together. Create your own crazy picture or hybrid something that might suit you. Here's another way you might like to put your images together. I put these ones together in a way that looks a bit like a face. These are still also all images to do with transport. Here's two cars upside down. Here's another gondola, like I said, Arthur's Seat. Here's a boat with yacht with sail, masts on it. And then I just cut out these three shapes to give the face of the shape and the chin. So you might have some fun making your cutouts look like a face or something else. And here's the last artwork I'd like to show you. As you can see, my theme here was red. And this time I just cut out shapes out of my magazines of things that were red. I wasn't looking for a theme, I wasn't looking for transport or any things. I was just cutting out shapes out of red pictures in my magazines and playing around with a different way of composing on the paper. This time really paying attention to the negative spaces in this artwork, which is the white paper around the red shapes. It plays just as important a role in this artwork as the positive shapes of the red, the negative and the positive shapes working together, and had a lot of fun balancing that and making an interesting composition. So we started off doing something very similar to what Patrick Pound did, and then we've used that to springboard with all sorts of different ideas of working with found imagery and collaging things together and finding ways that suit us as an artist for how we like to put ideas together and create new meanings. So have fun making some collages, everybody, and I'd love to see what you make at #MPRGKids. Post me pictures of what you've done. That would be fabulous. See you next time.